Hope everybody's had a great Christmas. It's the day after Christmas. Merry Christmas a day or so late. Didn't get a chance to be able to put a post on Christmas Day and just kind of been sitting on some thoughts and kind of wanted to share those with everyone here. What's this afternoon when I'm recording this, but uh, as I kind of reflected on Christmas this year and reflected on where times are and where we're at and all of that stuff, it's actually kind of interesting. I came across it's a post on Facebook by a friend of mine that was talking about Christmas and the Flintstones, and it was an image showing the Flintstones celebrating Christmas around a Christmas tree and a bunch of gifts and all of that. And the question that was posed was, what were they celebrating? For those that maybe aren't familiar with the Flintstones, which I don't know anybody that wouldn't be, but for somebody that doesn't, the Flintstones, was in the prehistoric days with the dinosaurs and cavemen and all of that stuff. And so the question really kind of was it was a honest question. What were they celebrating? Because that was way before the birth of Jesus, and the Christmas didn't exist yet. But that got me thinking, and sorry, I keep trying to keep something awake here because I want to read something to you here in just a second. But that got me thinking. You read through the Old Testament, and the Bible talks about the coming Messiah. It's prophesied for almost 1,500, 2,000 years before Jesus' birth. And there's all this anticipation of the coming King, of the coming Messiah, of God's Son. You have all of these prophecies, and then it's almost as if, well, it is, God goes quiet for 400 years. And so the people that are seeking this new king are left wondering for 400 years what's going to happen. And then all of a sudden the silence is broken, and the angel comes to Mary and says that you're going to give birth to a baby. And this baby is going to change the course of history. There's so much that we could spend time on thinking about and digging into that and looking at the theology behind it and all of that. But as I was reflecting on this Christmas, the thing that kept coming back, and was thinking back to growing up and all of the excitement and anticipation of Christmas morning and gifts under the tree and Santa Claus coming, and was you on the nice list or the naughty list, or somewhere in between, or did you have your own list? I think of today, a lot of people, there's the elf on the shelf, and Christmas we're still talking about, or Santa Claus we're still talking about, you're on the nice list, the naughty list, and what where does that list fall? And they really got me thinking this year, and I don't care, if you use Elf on the Shelf or Santa Claus or whatever. That's really not the point of this video. But I came across another video that was Bruce Jenner talking, and it was him talking, or her, or however that falls, talking about that when he stands before God, that he hoped that he had done enough good that St. Peter would just welcome him into heaven. That when he steps into eternity, he hoped that he had done enough good to be on the good list. I'm here tonight to say that by the grace and mercy of God, that I don't have to worry about being on the nice list, the naughty list, the in-between list, or the maybe list, or whatever list that might be. That, thank God, I'm on Jesus' list. And I want to encourage you tonight that you don't have to hope that you're on the nice list. You don't have to worry about if you're on the naughty list. That when we come to the point of realization that God loved us so much that he sent his son to be born of a virgin, to live a perfect life, that he was crucified, buried, and then raised again on the third day to make restitution for our screw-ups. You see, that's what this holiday season's about. It's about God stepping out of heaven, coming down in the form of a baby. And a lot of people didn't understand that then, and they don't understand it now. But he did all of that because he loved us, because he wanted to set us free, because he didn't want us to worry about being on the nice list. He wanted us to simply know him. So tonight, that is my encouragement. And, as I look around my living room and I see the things that I've materially been blessed with. We had Christmas yesterday, and I had the privilege of hosting our family Christmas dinner, and it meant a lot to me to be able to do that and to see my house full of a family, and some that were here that may not be family by blood, but they're family. And to have my kitchen full of food and my living room full of gifts, and to see the enjoyment and happiness as we just spent time together. But really none of that stuff matters. What really matters is what do we do with that baby Jesus? And that baby Jesus grows up and he becomes a man, and he begins his ministry that lasted just a short 3.5 years. That all led him to an old rugged tree where he was crucified and died. But that's not the end of the story. He's raised from the dead. And now the Bible says that he sits on the right hand of the Father, and he's our advocate. He's there for us if we simply believe. And I came across a song this past week, and had heard it many times and never really thought about the words. And Christmas Eve, as I was leaving Crossport Church, Crosslink Church. I knew it didn't sound right. But the song came on, and I heard it again, and I want to read the words to it tonight as I think about stepping into the new year and what does that look like. There's going to be a lot of changes, hopefully, on my end, and I'm excited, and to be honest with you, a little nervous and scared about what that looks like. But I know God is in control, and I know it's what I got to do. But as we look into the new year, I pray that we step into the new year looking with intentionality of how do we reach this world for Christ. The song goes like this: "Oh, little town of Bethlehem looks like another silent night. Above your deep and dreamless sleep, a giant star lights up the sky. And while you're lying in the dark, there shines an everlasting light, for the King has left his throne and is sleeping in a manger tonight. O Bethlehem, what you have missed while you were sleeping. For God became a man and stepped into your world today. O Bethlehem, you will go down in history." I'm just going to pick this up so I can read a little bit better. "As a city with no room for its king while you were sleeping. Mary shivers in the cold, trying to keep the Savior warm, born among the animals wrapped in dirty rags because there was no room for him. There was no room for him in the world that he came to save. O Bethlehem, what you have missed while you were sleeping, for God became a man and stepped into your world today. O Bethlehem, you will go down in history as a city with no room for its king, all while you were sleeping. United States of America looks like another silent night as we're sound asleep by philosophies to save the trees and kill the children. And while we're laying in the dark, there's a shout heard across the eastern sky, for the bridegroom has returned and has carried his bride away in the night. America, what will we miss while we are sleeping? Will Jesus come again and leave us slumbering where we lay? America, will we go down in history as a nation with no room for its king? Will we be sleeping? United States of America looks like another silent night. I challenge you, if you watch this video and maybe something speaks to you, would you share it? Like it, comment, post. As we look into 2023 with NCN Ministries and the race team and everything in between, we are looking with intentionality of how do we do a better job of sharing the gospel? How do we reach more people? What does that look like? If you would be willing to host an event or have us come to your city, your church, your school, your civic center, maybe even your place of business. How about reaching out? Let me know how we can partner with you to see lives come to Christ, to see students' lives change for all of eternity. The only way we can change the trajectory of America is by bringing God back to the forefront. I don't know exactly what 2023 has to offer, but I know who's holding it, and I know who's guiding it. And my prayer is that in 2023 we can make an enormous impact on the lives of students all across this great country. Listen, we love you. We thank you for all of your support, those that have stood by us, both on the racing side as well as the ministry side. Thank you for your love, your support, your prayers. I covet your prayers more now than ever as I kind of look to see what's next, and not looking for the next year, 2 years, 3 years. I'm simply looking for the next step, half step. Decisions that need to be made, both personally, financially, and all the above. So thank you for watching. If you're still with me, I definitely appreciate it. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. I know so many people are dealing with loss and hurt and sickness. I want you to know our prayers go out to you. But let's find a way to use whatever our situation is, be able to use that to glorify God. Love you guys. Praying for you. This is not going to be a clean cut video. I'm going to let it just as I recorded it. But I wanted to be real with you guys tonight. I love you. If there's anything we can do for you, prayers, let me know. Just drop a post down in the, or comment down the post. And we'll see you soon. God bless. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.